I still in volume 3. I know I marked it. There it is. Okay. It, by chance, has a full page illustration or painting by Harry Anderson. Let me look on it. It's pretty. I know. The reason why I'm looking at extra is to see if he signed it. Excuse me. Most of them are signed. So you have to look for it. Okay. This is the painting. Let me tilt it really in there. Okay, that's what it looks like. The caption on the bottom says, "Before trying to take Jericho, Joshua went out to the camp to pray. He did not know he would meet the captain of the Lord's host, who had come to give him help from heaven." So, in other words, that was an angel that met him. Oh, excuse me. Money must be coming. That's a tale. Okay, part 2, story 7. The captain appears. Safely across the Jordan, the children of Israel pitched their tents with joy in their hearts they had never known before. They were in Canaan at last. Their feet stood upon the promised land. With deep thankfulness to God, they kept the Passover, which reminded them of their deliverance from Egypt 40 odd years before. Somehow it seemed to fit in wonderfully with the way God had just led them through the Jordan. The next morning they ate food they found in Canaan, and the morning after that there was no more manna. The Bible says it ceased on the morrow after they had eaten of the old corn of the land. No doubt some people, for habit, went out to gather some for breakfast, but there wasn't any. They never saw the manna again. It was just another sign that the new life, new day had begun for them. One day, perhaps, as the shades of evening were falling upon the Jordan Valley, and silence was coming gradually to the camp of Israel, Joshua went off himself to pray. He was troubled. Oh, definitely somebody coming. Better than anyone else had known the difficulties ahead. Not far away was Jericho, and so near he could even see the soldiers in the walls. He wondered how such a city, so strong, so well defended, would be taken by people who know little about the arts of war. Beyond Jericho were hundreds other cities just like it, full of fierce, cruel people who would fight to death to keep Israel from taking them. Then there were the mountains he could see in the glooming, glooming so high and steep, bearing his way to the sea. How could he take millions of people over them? The Lord told him how. He told God how helpless he felt, and asked for wisdom that he might know what to do. Suddenly, as he raised his head and saw someone standing close by him, a drawn sword in his hand. No doubt he had felt for his own sword that as he stepped towards the stranger. In other words, this guy kind of scared him. I would too, especially when you're seeing all the bad stuff. Friend or foe, he asked, as the soldier would, as any soldier would. Art thou for us or for our adversaries? Nay, said the stranger, but as captain of the host of the Lord I am now come. The captain of the host? Thought Joshua. Was not he a captain? Then the truth dawned on him. This must be the Lord himself, the real captain of Israel. He had come to give him the help, the wisdom, courage, for which he had prayed. And Joshua fell to the face of the earth, and did worship, and said to him, What saith my Lord unto thy servant, unto his servant? The Lord had much to say to him, but first he reminded him to be reverent in the presence of God, just as he had said to Moses at the burning bush. So much he told Joshua to remove his shoes, because the place where he was standing was holy ground, and Joshua did so. Then the Lord told him what he most wanted to know, to capture Jericho. Israel was not to fight at all, but just walk around and around the city. Then everybody was to give a big shout, and the walls would fall down. It would be just as easy as that, if they could only follow God's plan. How simple the promise seemed to Joshua now. There was no need for him to worry anymore. The captain of the host was in charge, and the victory was sure. So will all our problems become simple if we let the Lord take full charge of our life. And then it has a picture that explains why, and this is by Josh Harlow. That's why the face looks so familiar. And there's the illustration, the painting. That's why the face looks familiar. And that was part 2, story 7. Going to take a break, and I'll read the next one in a bit.